The attack there leading France, the UK and the US to launch missile strikes against Syrian government sites at the weekend. Now, they say it's highly likely that Damascus was behind the April 7th attack. For more on this, I'm joined by our correspondent in the region, Layla Milana Allen. Layla, what more can you tell us about the OPCW inspectors?
So we have just been told that they will be allowed in on Wednesday. They were supposed to arrive last Friday, and then, of course, the missile attacks happened on Saturday morning, and they didn't go in. They did arrive on Saturday night, and since then there have been repeated problems with why they can't go in. Now, there have been accusations from the American government that Russia and the Syrian government are preventing them from going in. The Russian government says no, this is a result of security concerns after the missile attacks on Saturday morning. Now, we've just received the confirmation they will go in. However, at this point, it's going to be 10 days since the attacks happened. There have been accusations that in the meantime, the Russian government and the Syrian government have been trying to cleanse the area of any proof. Now, Syrian state television and the Russian government have been distributing videos and statements from doctors and nurses within Duma saying there was never any chemical attack. However, medical groups on the ground who work with these people saying that's propaganda and that these doctors have been prevented from leaving the area unless they issue these statements. Also concerns that Russia did its own soil tests a week ago and that the Syrian government has been stopping people from Duma smuggling out specimens to be tested. And in the end, it's unclear what they will achieve now, because we know that traces of chlorine gas can stay in blood and urine for up to a week, so they must have been able to find it on Saturday. Nerve agents usually disappear even earlier than that. So at this stage, quite unclear what they will actually be able to find when they go in. But of course, the fact that they are now being allowed in means that the Russian government and the Syrian government are saying we are cooperating. So unclear until they come out with a report what actually they'll be able to find either way.
Layla, what's the latest on Assad's military actions?
So again, we've just heard, having finally taken all of Eastern Ghouta on Friday, when Duma was finally taken, that was the largest rebel-held enclave near Damascus left, there are now reports coming through that there is a huge military offensive being launched by the Syrian government, preparatory shelling, preparing for this offensive on Yarmouk camp and the area around it. Now, that is southern Damascus. And if they took this area, this would be the last part of Damascus held by any form of rebels or Islamic State. Now, this area is the largest Palestinian camp within Syria, already a refugee camp populated by the descendants of people who left in the wars in what is now Israel and the Palestinian territories in 1948 and 1967. It's a thriving area, once home to 160,000 Palestinian refugees there. Now, over the last few years, there have been constant battles here. In 2015, Islamic State took 60% of the area, and there have been battles ever since between them and a small pocket of rebels on the other side of Yarmouk. Currently now, the UN says there are only 18,000 roughly Palestinians left there. 140,000 have been displaced by this conflict. We are seeing pictures being posted by Syrian soldiers rolling into the area, preparing. There's already been some shelling and there has been some exchange of rocket fire over the last few days. And really, it's looking like this might start in the next few hours. There have been warnings to the militants there from the Russian government and the Syrian government saying, we are coming. Lay down your weapons. This is your last warning. We're coming in. But of course, those civilians trapped inside this area as that battle looks likely to start, perhaps even in the next few hours.
All right. Thank you very much indeed for that update from Beirut. That was Layla Milana Allen.